Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be discussing my TBR for yet another readathon, which is a 24 and 48 readathon. I did this back in January, so I will link those videos above in case you want to check out my TBR list for back then or my recap video for that readathon. And yes, I'm doing another readathon for this month. This is clearly going to be a readathon filled month, which I'm not exactly mad about, so let's just get right into it. So for those who don't know, I'm actually currently in the middle of another readathon, which is the biannual bibliothon. I will link the TBR video as well as my reading vlog in case you want to check out what I've done so far for this readathon. But I'm filming this video right now on Wednesday, so I'm very much in the middle of my reading for the books for this readathon. And because of that, and the readathon ends on Friday, like Friday night. So by the time this video goes out on Friday, I'm still going to be in this readathon. So with that being said, I'm not entirely sure where I'm at in terms of the books and how much I have read. So for my first pick for the 24 and 48 readathon, I'm just really trying to finish this one series, and that is the Darkest Mind trilogy, or a series by Alexandra Bracken. I keep messing up between trilogy and series because I believe this is supposed to be a trilogy, but then she did write the most recent The Darkest Legacy, which is a continuation book. So it's supposed to take place a few years later with the same character, something like that, but it's not part of the original trilogy. So I don't know if this is really a series anymore or a trilogy. I have no idea, but she did say that the original 3 is a trilogy, so I'm just going to say trilogy from now on. But basically, at this point, I'm 90% sure that I would have started one of these books. I don't know where I am by Friday night or by Saturday morning, where I am exactly. So, which is why for my first pick, I'm just trying to finish these 3 books, to be honest. Right now, I am on my 4th book for the biannual bibliothon, and I just started it, but it's really good so far. I'm pretty certain I can finish it by tomorrow night, so like Thursday night, and then in which case I have Friday to really just dive into the first book, which is over here. The first one's for this one. And honestly, if it's like a quick read or something, which looks like, I mean, it's like 500 pages, but I don't know, we'll see. I might end up just start it. Who knows? I really don't know. But my first pick really is just to finish this trilogy. I really do want to read this series before July ends. So this readathon is really my last chance to try to get this done as soon as possible. So this is my first pick for the 24 and 48 readathon TBR. So the next book that I want to pick up on the off chance I finish the series or the trilogy is That's Not What Happened by Cody Keplinger. I actually talked about this book already in a few of my videos. I believe it was in the July TBR and the one of my unboxing videos, or I mean book haul videos. And so I'm not going to go too much into details, but basically what happens in this book is it's about a girl called Lee, who, I mean, it's been 3 years since this massacre at Virgil County High School, and apparently her best friend Sarah died proclaiming her faith. And this just talks about the aftermath with some of the survivors, including Lee herself, and what really happened during that time. So I'm really excited for this book. This book sounds very pertinent in today's world with all these gun shootings going on these days, so I'm very excited to pick this one up. And of course, because I will be running some errands, okay, to be honest, I think my Saturday is going to be pretty free. I think I'm going to try to just stay home and just really focus on reading that day. And it's my off weekend because last weekend was so busy. Next weekend after that it's so busy too. My sister's coming, so I'm just really, this is like the weekend that I'm kind of available to just sit down, which I'm really glad that this readathon is taking place during this weekend. But there's one event that I might go to, I'm not sure yet. But because of that, I still want to pick up an audiobook just in case I do have to run some errands or whatever. So the book I'm going to pick for my audiobook is Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. This is going to fulfill my Goodreads Choice Award challenge, which is to read one book from the Goodreads Choice Award winner, and this one won the Best Romance from 2017. So I'm very excited to pick this one up, and I was glad to finally find an audiobook version of this book. thanks to my parents at LA. Thank you, mom and dad. But basically this book is about a girl called Merritt Voss, and she lives with her family. I kind of feel like it's a kind of a dysfunctional family based on the brief summary that I just read, where it says that her father is married to her mother's former nurse. I feel like that is already kind of weird, like a weird relationship dynamic going on. And then her little half-brother is apparently not allowed to do or eat anything fun. Not really sure what that means, to be honest. And her older siblings are irritatingly perfect. Irritatingly perfect. Is that even a word? It doesn't sound like a word to me. And then of course there's Merritt herself, and basically she likes to collect trophies that she hasn't earned, and there's a lot of secrets that her family is hiding. And of course, because it's a romance novel, she meets a boy called Sagan, and his personality basically sparks renewed life into her. And then one day she discovers this really big secret that her family is hiding, and she's determined to basically shatter that happy family life. And of course, she is forced to deal with the staggering consequences of telling the truth and losing the one boy she loves. So I am very intrigued with this book. I mean, this book basically has basically 4 stars. It's 3.92, so that's basically 4 stars, with over 34,000 reviews or ratings, and it did win the Goodreads Choice Award, so we shall see. I haven't actually read any of her books before, so I can't gauge if I will like this book or not from her previous books, but with all the good reviews and everything, I'm hoping that this is good. But this will be my audiobook, so we shall see how this goes. And of course, because I am overly ambitious, at this point I don't think I would have finished. I don't think I can touch the next 2 books that I picked out, but on the really slim chance that I do, I picked 2 more books that I think perhaps I will get to during this readathon. And that first book is The Library at the Edge of the World by Felicity Hayes-McCoy. I really love this cover. Something about this cover just strikes like Ireland feels to me, or like Scottish feels. I don't know, just that cliff hanging off. I would love to visit someplace like that one day. And because I have not talked about this book in quite some time now, I would do a very quick short summary of what this book's about. This is also a woman's fiction. This is not a young adult, but basically it's about a woman called Hannah Casey who goes back to Lisbig, which is this rural Irish town that she grew up in and she didn't really want to go back to ever again. But unfortunately she returned because she found her husband in bed with another woman. And because of this whole failed marriage and everything, she is basically the center of gossip right now. And her teenage daughter Jazz is off traveling the world, and her relationship with her own mother is also growing very tense. She's figuring out what to do to reclaim her independence, and that includes restoring a derelict cottage left to her by her great aunt. And then at some point in time she realizes that the Lisbech library puts her personal plans in jeopardy. So now she's off to save this library and kind of restore the heart and the soul of this community. So I'm very excited for this book. This cover looks amazing. I'm very psyched for it. So last book that I'm hoping to pick up during this readathon challenge, honestly, realistically, I don't know if I pick this up at all, but hopefully I will. But that book is Alone by Sin Baylog. I got this in my book box back in November, so it's been quite some time now. And of course, because I haven't talked about this book in such a long time, I will do a very quick summary. But honestly, right off the bat though, this book reminds me of a young adult version of The Shining by Stephen King, just because they're both kind of similar. They have a lot of similarities. The Shining was about this hotel, this was about a mansion, and they're both cut off from the outside world. There is mostly because of winter, and there's like a blizzard going on. So that being said, this book is about a girl called Sita, whose mother inherits this very old, crumbling mansion. And at first she's excited to spend summer there with like the creepy rooms and the secret passages, but then her mother decides to actually renovate instead of sell, which was the original plan. And now she's a bit hesitant because as the days go colder and they're about to get cut off from the outside world, and then there is a blizzard, she's very hesitant about staying there because she knows that something dangerous is lurking in the corners. And then one day this group of teens get stranded, and of course because of this blizzard she has no choice but to offer them, you know, shelter. And now she knows that danger is lurking in the mansion and in herself. So creepy factor all over. But regardless, I'm very excited for this book. This seems like it will be a much quicker read compared to The Shining. That one took forever for me to read, my goodness. As well as a probably more like a more lighthearted But yeah, we shall see. But I mean, this obviously is a lot shorter too, so regardless, I'm very excited for this one. So anyways, those are the books that I'm hoping to pick up and finish by the end of this 24 and 48 readathon challenge. We shall see how it goes. To be honest, I have high hopes, but at the same time I am very realistic, so I don't know how it's going to play out. But regardless, I'm very excited for this readathon. I had a lot of fun back in January, so I'm hoping that this time around it'll be amazing as well. But that is all I have to say for this video. If you're also joining this readathon, let me know in the comments below and which books that you're also picking up. And if you've read any of these books, let me know as well, because if you read them and loved them or hated them, let me know. Very curious about that. But that's all I have to say for this video. If you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That's it for today, guys. Thank you. Bye.